Guys, we have to document the jury questions, and this is the questions that the jury is receiving on this RICO case of Diddy. So I'm going to do my best to just kind of read what the jury is having to look at and everything that they're having to do, right? So these are preliminary instructions that comes with this. It says, please read the following instructions carefully before completing any portion of this questionnaire. Please print your juror number in the space provided at the top of each page. Do not write your name on the questionnaire, okay? Because this is how they're identifying them, right? By the juror number. Please answer each and every question fully. Some questions have more than one part. You are sworn to give true and complete answers to all the questions in the questionnaire. This questionnaire is designed to help simplify and shorten the jury selection process. The purpose of the questionnaire is to determine whether prospective jurors can decide this case impartially based on the evidence presented at trial and the legal instructions given by the presiding judge. The questions are not intended to inquire unnecessarily into personal matters, although some of the questions may appear to be of a personal nature. Please understand that the court and the parties must learn enough information about each juror's background and experiences to select a fair and impartial jury. Please answer all questions to the best of your ability. If you do not know the answer to a question, then write, I don't know. There are no right or wrong answers, only truthful answers. If you have a strong feeling about this case in general, please do not hesitate to share them. Although you may be a perfectly good juror in another case, this may or may not be the right case for you to sit as an impartial juror. Both parties have the right to get honest answers and to hear your true opinions. Remember, you are sworn to give true and complete answers to all the questions. Here we go. Do not discuss your questions and answers or the case with anyone now or until further instructions by the court. I feel like this might have been violated already. And I'll give you guys an example. The person, there was a juror whose wife was deposed somebody in the college city college case that Diddy was involved in. That this was like a long time ago. So I wonder if this is a situation where people know people and that could skew a situation, especially if you're not supposed to discuss your questions and answers or the case with anyone now or until further instructed by the court. You're not supposed to talk about the case with even the jurors around you. So keep that in mind. You should not discuss the questions or answers with fellow jurors. It is very important that your answers be your own individual answers. More broadly, do not discuss the case with anyone, including the lawyers, except in the presence of a court. Your fellow jurors, your family, your friends, or anyone else. Do not communicate about the case in any way, including telephone, email, any social media app or website, such as Facebook, and communication apps or websites such as X. You must also avoid reading or hearing about the case or anyone participating in the case in newspapers, in magazines, on the radio or television, on social media, or on the internet. It further goes. Do not do your own research on the case. Do not conduct any research. Do not conduct any research into the case or anyone participating in the case at any time before your entire jury service has been completed. That includes performing internet or media searches, asking other people about the case, reading news stories, books, or reports about the case, or watching films, television, or streaming programs that relate to the case. Do not read, watch, or listen to any information about this case. I guess that includes YouTube. Nobody that's in the jury should be on YouTube. Your name will not be disclosed or connected to this questionnaire beyond the judge and the parties in this case. If you wish to discuss an answer to this questionnaire in person and privately with the judge and the parties, please so indicate. All right, so they give us the summary of the case. This is a criminal case brought by the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. The defendant is Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. Mr. Combs has been charged in an indictment alleging a number of crimes, including racketeering or RICO, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, kidnapping, arson, obstruction of justice, bribery, drug distribution, and forced labor. An indictment is not evidence of anything. Mr. Combs has pled not guilty to all the charges. Mr. Combs is presumed innocent, and before he can be found guilty on any charges, the jury must find that the government has proven each element of that crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay. So it further says, schedule potential jurors will be called back for further questioning and further selection from Monday, May 5th, 2025 through Friday, May 9th, 2025. Your availability during the week will be required. The trial will commence on Monday, May 12th, 2025. The trial is expected to last about 8 weeks. 8 weeks, guys, 8 weeks. Generally, trial will be held 5 days per week, Monday through Friday. During the first week of the trial, from Monday, May 12th, 2025 through Friday, May 16th of 2025, the trial will be held from 9:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. After the first week, the trial will be held from 9:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. Trial will not be held on Friday, May 23rd, 2025. Friday before Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th, 2025, Memorial Day. Thursday, June 19th, 2025, which is Juneteenth, or Friday, July 4th, 2025, Independence Day. Oh my God, y'all. So they gave us the breakdown of the schedule, okay? Just so everybody's aware. If you are selected as a juror, you will be required to be present for the taking of testimony and evidence for as long as the trial lasts. There are no plans to sequester the jury, which means you will go home every day after court. There will not be sequestering, okay? Keep that in mind. Please turn the page and read the complete questionnaire. Let's get into this questionnaire, y'all. Let's get into this questionnaire. All right, so they ask you to write your juror number on the top of the page. All jury service involves ability to serve. All jury service involves some degree of hardship. Our court and justice system depends on citizens doing their civic duty to serve as jurors, which involves temporarily putting aside their regular business for jury service. The court views service on a jury to be one of the highest duties a citizen owes to the United States. Mere inconvenience or the usual financial hardship of jury service will not be sufficient to excuse a prospective juror. You must show extraordinary personal or financial hardship to be excused from service. So we were looking on Google yesterday, and I think it's like $50 a day for jury service in New York, and they might reimburse some mileage and meals. I guess it just depends, and you could receive like an extra $10, guys. So keep that in mind. I mean, in this financial hardship, economic hardship, yeah, you're really taking on a lot if you're doing jury duty for 8 weeks, my friends, for the Sean Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, trial. Let's go to question 1. Do any circumstances, such as that serving on jury in this case, would entail serious hardship or extreme inconvenience? Yes or no? If yes, please describe the undue hardship or extreme inconvenience. So people have to write their response there. Please note, in the event you are excused from service on this jury, you will likely not be excused from jury service in general. You will instead be required to report to the court's jury clerk for placement on another panel for another case. That does happen. So you don't get out of jury duty. Nobody does. Just so you're aware, especially indefinitely, like you at some point will have to do service for this case or another case. Number 2, do you have any personal commitments that would make it difficult for you to get to court by 9 a.m. every day of trial or remain at the courthouse until 5 p.m.? Yes or no? Please explain why you would be unable to get to court 9 a.m. or remain until 5 p.m. Question 3. Do you have any difficulty reading, speaking, or understanding English? Yes or no? Number 4, do you have any medical, physical, or mental condition or illness that makes you unable to serve on jury? including difficulty hearing, seeing, reading, or concentrating? Yes or no? If yes, please briefly describe the condition or illness. If you believe you could serve as a juror if such condition were accommodated in some way, please state the accommodation. Question number 5. Are you taking any medication which would prevent you from giving full attention to all the evidence at this trial? Yes or no? If you reply yes, you have to answer why. Number 6, do you have any prepaid and non-refundable travel plans between May 12th, 2025 and July 18th, 2025? Yes or no? If yes, please describe your plans and the dates of travel without indicating the name of where you work or the names of any family members or friends or any other personal information that might identify who you are. Number 7, do you have any religious, philosophical, or other beliefs that would make you unable to render a verdict in a criminal case? Yes or no? If yes, please explain. Number 8, the charges in this case involve allegations of kidnapping, arson, bribery of a witness, obstruction of justice, drug distribution, forced labor, sex trafficking, and transportation for the purposes of engaging in prostitution. Is there anything about the nature of these allegations that would make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial? All right, so that's number 8. If yes, please explain. Number 9, there may be evidence of graphic videos and photographs, including videos of physical violence in connection with this case. Is there anything about the nature of this evidence that would make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial? Yes and no. If yes, explain. And then that was number 9, and then there's an A part to number 9. So this is so question number 9, and then 9A and 9B. Okay. 9A. There may be evidence of sexually explicit videos, photographs, and language in connection with this case. Would such evidence interfere with your ability to sit fairly and impartially in hearing the evidence or lack of evidence? Yes or no? If yes, please explain. B, 9B. Would you be able to listen to and discuss matters of sexual nature with fellow jurors? Yes or no? If no, please explain. So here's the deal. The question is, would you be able to listen to and discuss matters of sexual nature with fellow jurors? They're expected to talk about the freak offs, y'all. And if they can't talk about it, if no, they're going to have to explain why. And I think that this is where, the judge gets into like, talk about the trauma that you might have gone through. If I remember correctly, one of the jurors had been abused by a dentist. So there's that, and getting into the weeds of that. Number 10, have you, a family member, or anyone else close to you been a victim of sexual assault, SA, and sexual harassment, or DV? Okay. Yes, no, prefer to answer in person. All right. So this is interesting. Number 10, they can either say yes, no. And if they hit yes or select yes on this thing, they're going to have to explain on the bottom, y'all. If yes, please explain. If no, then they select no, right? And then there's a box that says prefer to answer in person. If you don't feel comfortable writing down what the experience, trauma was, or if anybody that was close to you that went through that, you could talk to them and let them know in person, which was happening today. And a lot of the jurors were talking about self-disclosing some stuff, which I guess goes with question 10. 10A. If yes, would that experience affect your ability to fairly and without bias sit as a juror in this case? Yes, no, prefer to answer in person. Again, same as the first question. If they hit yes, they'll have to please explain. If prefer to answer in person, they would have to tell the judge and the lawyers there in person, right? So, I think this is one way to kind of talk about the bias question, right? Like, how is that experience? Would that experience affect your ability to be unbiased? Okay. Number 11, question 11. Have you, a family member, or someone close to you been accused or charged with sexual assault or domestic violence? Yes, no, prefer to answer in person. Another one. If yes, you have to explain it, in writing. And then there's a 11A. There's an A part attached to this question. If yes, would that experience affect your ability to fairly and without bias sit as a juror in this case? Yes, no, prefer to answer in person. If yes, you have to write it in there. Okay, so let's keep going. We are on page number 8. Number 12, and this is also a 3-part question. Number 12, have you, any of your family, or anyone close to you ever been the victim of a crime of violence, reported or not? If yes, and we have the following: yes, no, prefer to answer in person. If yes, please state who, relation to you, when, and what happened. And then there's question 12A. Was there an arrest? Yes, no, prefer to answer in person. B, what was the outcome? All right. So these were the questions I think that we're asking. And people were getting really personal. Like, I remember that there was a couple of jurors that had experienced a DV or SA themselves, and there were other ones that knew of somebody or had somebody in relation that might have went through something. Number 13, have you or anyone close to you ever been accused, arrested, charged, or convicted of a crime other than a traffic ticket? Yes or no? If yes, please state who, relation to you, when, and what happened. See, this is a tough one because, I mean, they're not just asking about you, they're asking about people related to you. Okay. Number 14, have you or has any member of your family with whom you reside at the time, or a close friend, ever been employed or received training from any local, state, or federal law enforcement agencies? Yes or no? If yes, please list who you know, their relation to you, and the organization. Okay, and this is another, you know, 2-part question. If yes, do you believe this would interfere with your ability to serve as a fair and impartial juror? Yes or no? If yes, please explain. So, like, if you had, I don't know, sexual harassment training, if any of that might affect you, because they're going to be talking about forced labor, right? These are one of the allegations. They want to know if, any of that training is going to impact your ability to, hear the case. Okay. Let's keep going. Number 15. Do you have any personal, religious, philosophical, or other beliefs that would prevent you from being fair and impartial in this case? Yes, no, and if yes, please explain. All right. Here we go. So here we have some interesting questions. Basic legal principles and media restrictions. All right. Number 16, under the law, the facts are for the jury to determine, and the law is for the judge to determine. You're required to accept the law as the judge explains it to you, even if you do not like the law or disagree with it. And you must determine the facts according to those instructions. Do you accept this principle? And will you be able to follow the judge's instructions if selected to serve on this jury? Yes or no? And if you select no, you're going to have to explain. Um, I have a feeling, people will still argue with whatever the law is, because that's what we do. We want to challenge it. That's what we do. Number 17, the law provides that a defendant in a criminal case is presumed innocent at all stages of the trial and is not required to put on any defense at all. The government is required to prove the defendant's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt on each charge. Do you accept these principles, and will you be able to apply them if selected to serve on this jury? Yes, no, and if no, please explain. Okay. Um it's so funny because it seems like some of these questions, it's like, sounds so straightforward and easier said than done, because I'm like, I just, okay, sure, the way that it's being explained. Number 18, the law provides that a defendant in a criminal case has an absolute right not to testify, and that a juror cannot hold it against the defendant if he chooses not to testify. Do you accept this principle, and will you be able to apply it if selected to serve on this jury? Yes, no. If no, please explain. Let me say this. I do wonder if, Diddy will testify at all. I don't think he will, honestly. He just doesn't give me that feeling that he will. Number 19, a juror is required by law to make his or her decision based solely on the evidence or lack of evidence presented in court, and not on the basis of of conjecture, suspicion, bias, sympathy, or prejudice. Do you accept this principle, and will you be able to apply it if selected to serve on this jury? Yes, no. If no, please explain. Under the law, the question of punishment is for the court alone to decide, and thus the issue of punishment must not enter into your deliberations as to whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty as charged. Do you accept this principle, and will you be able to apply it if selected to serve on this jury? And that's question 20. Yes, no. If no, please explain. This case is like number 21. This case is likely to receive ongoing media attention. No, it's receiving media. It's been receiving media attention. As instructed above, from now until your jury service is complete, you are instructed to avoid all media coverage and not go on the internet or social media with regards to this case for any purpose. That is, you are forbidden from consuming any news media or social media about this case and from discussing this case or anyone participating in this case outside of the courtroom. You must also not discuss this case with anyone. This includes your family, friends, spouse, domestic partner, colleagues, and coworkers. They should have added the dog. You can't talk about this with anybody. It is the itch you can't scratch. It's how jury duty is. These instructions apply from now and until you are either dismissed from jury selection or chosen as a juror, and the trial is complete. When we return for the next step in jury selection, the judge will ask you if you have followed this instruction. Do you have any reservations or concerns about your ability or willingness to follow this instruction? Yes or no? If yes, please explain. Whoo-wee. All right. Prior jury service. Number 22. Have you ever served as a juror in a trial in any court? Yes or no? If yes, without saying what the verdict was, did the jury reach a verdict? Yes or no? You can't say what the verdict was, but you have to answer whether they reached a verdict or not. Have you ever served as a member of a grand jury in any court? Yes or no? Number 24, is there anything about your past jury service that would prevent you from acting as a fair and impartial juror in this case? Yes or no? If yes, please explain. Okay, relationships with participants. Here we go. Number 25, do you or does any member of your family or close friend personally know or have past or present dealings with any of the following individuals? The defendants in this case, Sean Combs or his family members. Yes or no? B, 25B, the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, or anyone else who works for or used to work for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Yes or no? Any of the assistant United States attorneys who are prosecuting this case: Maureen Comey, Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Christy Slavic, Madison Smiter, Mitzi Steiner. So they have the yes and no's there. Any of the defense attorneys or law firms who are representing the defendant: Mark Agnifilo, Tini Garagos, Anna Estevayo, Alexandra Shapiro or of Shapiro, Jason Driscoll, and Brian Steele. Okay, so we have two from the Agnifilo law firm. Then we have one from like a different law firm, Anna Stavayo of Cher Tremont. That's a different firm. Alexandra Shapiro from Shapiro, and then Jason from Shapiro. So two of these are from the same firm. And then you have Brian Steele from his own firm. So different firms. I mean, Diddy has 6 lawyers. He's got 6 lawyers. All right. So they're asking if anybody knows this judge personally. So the next question is about the judge. The United States District Judge who is presiding over this case, Subramania, or anyone who works on his staff. Does anybody know? The question is that if anybody knows the judge personally. If you answered yes to any of the above sub questions, 25A, 25B, 25C, 25D, or 25E, please explain who you know, how you know the individuals, and whether your relationship with the person might make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial juror in this case. All right, knowledge of the case. This case and other matters involving Mr. Combs have been widely reported in the national and local media. There is nothing wrong with having seen or heard something about this case or about Mr. Combs. It is important to answer all the following questions truthfully and fully. All right, this is what we are being asked now. Okay. Before today, had you read, seen, or heard anything about Mr. Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love, or the criminal charges brought against Mr. Combs? Yes or no? If yes, please summarize what you have learned and from where, i.e., from news, reporting, social media, televisions, conversation with friends or family, etc. Number 27. Okay. Have you personally formed any opinion about Mr. Combs' guilt or innocence of the crimes charged as a result of anything you have read, anything you have heard, read, or seen? Yes, no, unsure. And then there's also not applicable. I have not read, seen, or heard about Mr. Combs. If yes or unsure, please summarize your opinion. Okay. Number 28. Based on anything that you have read, seen, or heard about Mr. Combs, including anything about the criminal charges against Mr. Combs, have you formed any opinions about Mr. Combs that might make it difficult for you to be a fair and impartial juror in this case? Yes, no, unsure. Not applicable. I have not read, seen, heard about Mr. Combs. If yes, or unsure, please summarize your opinion. Okay, moving along. So, number 29, have you communicated to others, posted your opinion on social media or online, or liked any social media posts about Mr. Combs? And we found out that there was a juror that posted, like, there was a comedian and they liked the post about baby oil. So, this baby oil thing is huge, right? Yes, no, unsure, not applicable. I've not read, seen, heard about Mr. Combs. If yes, when and where did you state or post your opinions? So I wonder about this too. Like, are they gonna, because if I was the defense, this is my thought, I would be taking the time to look at social media posts of all these, selected jurors. Just to make sure that nobody like shared something, gave an opinion about something that would have made, like, I'm just thinking out loud because, you know, um, that's what you would have to do, right? Like, they're coming in here, they're saying one thing, but they're sharing and they're liking or writing their opinion about something else. Kind of makes you wonder. Let's keep going. Based on anything you have read, seen, or heard about Mr. Combs, including anything about criminal charges brought against Mr. Combs, would you be able to follow the court's instructions to put that information out of your mind and decide this case based on only the evidence presented at trial? Yes, no, unsure, not applicable. I have not read, seen, heard about Mr. Combs. If no or unsure, please summarize your opinion. Okay. And question number 31. 31 questions for 600 people, right? Initially. Question number 31. Is there any matters not covered by this questionnaire that you think is important to bring to the court, to the attention of the court? Yes, no. If yes, please explain. And of course, they're making you put in your juror number, sign the date. They tell you again, don't write your name. Just, put your juror numbers, your signature. Okay. Guys, 31 questions. I guess these questions now make sense because now we could definitely, while we're, hearing the jury selection, we can actually reference these questions, and I have them. So shout out to us. Let me know what you guys think about these questions. What do you guys think? What do you make of it? And I'll see you guys. This is tonight. It's 10 o'clock on my time recording this. I'll see you guys tomorrow, early in the morning. Bye, guys.